Hi, Lauren here, wanting to talk to you today about what is a sexless relationship. So I'll just give you a little bit of backstory as to how this came up on my radar recently. I had a woman contact me saying that she wanted to contribute some information to me about what it's like to be in a sexless relationship. And it was really, really strange timing because it had been on my radar through the women that I'm currently working with, and I actually had it as a document on my hard drive to do a blog about this. What is a sexless relationship? So the timing that this woman randomly contacted me with this idea was just a little bit eerie. So I decided to run with it. And I've done a post on Facebook and Instagram asking if there's any women that want to contribute to this pool of knowledge that I'm not quite sure what it's going to turn into. All I know is that I think there's something there, something big, but time will tell as to how all of this knowledge and experience and vulnerability and courage that women are sharing with me as to what sort of form it's going to take. But I'm sensing a series coming along, almost like a series where women anonymously contribute and confide into this, confess their sexual stories or the sexual experiences, and then I'll release that in various formats and bodies. So anyway, I'm not sure where it's going, but I'm really excited by it. So what I did once I did a call out on social media about any woman that wanted to contribute around their sexless relationship, and I've had women come back and contribute valuable knowledge from an interview format that I gave them. And one of the questions that I had in it was, what is your definition of a sexless relationship? So I'll just let you know that I remember reading that a sexless relationship is one where sex happens less than 12 times a year. Now that is not my definition of a sexless relationship after working with women for almost 5 years now and listening to their sexual stories. My definition of a sexless relationship is one where there's no sexual intimacy at all. And when I say sexual intimacy, I mean there's no banter, there's no playfulness, there's no touch that has a sexual tone or sexual intent. And only you can decide what that is, and only the person giving can decide what that is. But, this isn't even about penetration. This is about, there's very little to no sexual expression within the whole relationship. And normally what goes with that is communication, but not always by any means. Just usually when people shut down, the communication part goes along with it as well, or maybe it was never really there to begin with. So sexless is a really strong term. It's not one I take lightly. It's just a term I'm using for ease at this point of time so that people can connect to the notion of a sexless relationship. And I've put it out there, but a sexless relationship can be a choice, and I think that's very important that people have that choice, because some people really are confidants that live together. What I'm more interested in is women that live in a sexless relationship or a relationship with very little sexual contact, sexual touch happening, but they see it as a problem, or they and their partners see it as a problem, or their partners see it as a problem. So I'm more interested in it from the angle of it causes distress and concern, and it has one or both parties in the relationship feeling like there's something missing, that this important piece not being nourished means that other parts of the relationship aren't experiencing harmony and joy yeah, that's more what I'm interested in. So I'm still on the lookout for women that want to contribute anonymously in an interview style format, which you can do on the phone, or I've got a Word document with questions ready to go. I have a informed consent waiver that keeps everything confidential for you. I'm just really interested in your story. If you're a woman that's having very, very little sexual contact in your relationship, which can go back to a number of factors like birth, pain, distance. You can have a long distance relationship, which means that you're not having a lot of sexual contact, or that when you do see each other again, sexual contact can be surrounded by a sense of anxiety and apprehension. Pain, gynae issues that cause you distress, constant bleeding as a side effect from hormonal-based contraceptives could be a reason that you're not having sex. Trauma, other forms of conflict in the relationship that have caused you to detach and shut down as a very natural response to not feeling nurtured or emotionally supported. So there are some reasons that I haven't even mentioned yet, but that's an idea of why people have a sexless relationship. But something's happened and something's caused you and or your partner to go quiet, and that's what I'm curious about. I'm curious about what feelings that generates for you, whether you want things to be any different. Maybe it's somehow workable for you. But women have already said, the women that have already contributed have said that they really found it quite cathartic expressing their own personal story in that safe way. And I think there's inherent value in that, in just being able to go into onto a Word document or over the phone and just say, a point of reflection, this is what's going on in my life. This is what the rest of our relationship's like. And there's a lot of variables there as well. I just really want to speak to that. There are women that are in sexless relationships that have very high quality communication and a lot of intimacy, because there are 8 different types of intimacy approximately, but they're getting lots of warmth and lots of nurturing touch and lots of nourishment from other sources, and it's just that the sexual component, sexual intimacy, isn't happening for whatever reason. Illness, grief, trauma. Trauma's a big one. A very natural trauma is a very natural reason to shut down because your body doesn't feel safe, and that's what women and men need to really sexually express themselves. So I would love to hear your story. You can contact me privately through the Facebook page. Send me a message. You can contact me through my website using the contact form. Just let me know if you want to speak up. The interview probably only takes about 10-15 minutes, and it's just a really good healthy means of expressing yourself and putting it out there. So just to repeat, I'm calling it a sexless relationship project, but sexless can mean low sexual frequency. It doesn't mean no sexual touch or anything at all. It just means that it's happening on a low basis. So one of the women that spoke up said that she sees sexless as sex happening less than twice a year. So that's her definition of it, and that's what I want to know. I want to know what your definition of a sexless relationship is. Thank you for listening. Please get in touch if you want to contribute, and I've got heaps of stuff coming up in the next month. It's a bonanza. If you're not already, jump onto my email list, because I have been giving my email list lots of nurturing as a thank you for handing over your very precious address. They've been getting weekly free PDFs that they can keep, all about sex, dating, intimacy, connection, and I've got one more massive one. It's huge. It's more like a little mini ebook coming out next Monday. And everyone who's on my list will get that delivered automatically Monday at 4 p.m. So I strongly urge you to jump on, and you can do the sex quiz in the meantime. That's a really fun way of getting on my list. Just 10 questions. What's your sexual style? All for fun. Nothing diagnostic. So thank you. Please consider contributing and opening up a dialogue with me about the lack of sex in your relationship. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday on Facebook Live. Bye now.